We get a lot of questions about our design process, especially on what type of flooring to use. The truth is there are so many styles, trends, materials, and places to shop, it's hard to know where to even start. Welcome back to the channel. Today it's just me and my two ferns. Landon is out handling some very important business, but today we're going to cover our flooring options and gives you some advice on how to pick your own. Now, when it comes to flooring, this is a very big decision. It's usually one of the pricier items when it comes to renovating a house, and you have to really love it because it's usually an item that's going to stay in the house for a very long time. As investors, we always try to use a flooring that fits our style and fits our design, but also is going to provide some longevity in its lifetime. When it comes to choosing flooring, there are just so many options to consider. Today, we're going to walk you through some of our favorite flooring materials, how we choose them, and expected price points that you can find them at, and maybe even show you where we get our favorite flooring material. The goal of today's video is to share our experience and thought process of how we choose flooring in hopes of giving you the experience you need to go out and choose the best flooring for you. Make sure you like and subscribe, one, so you never miss a video, and two, stay to the end of the video because we may just show you our favorite material and where to get it. Now, I want to give you a quick tip to be careful of before we get started. Make sure when you're choosing flooring that you ideally choose a flooring that you can run throughout most areas of the house. What happens is when you choose too many flooring options in the house, what it does is create too many lines and too many divisions, which ends up making the house feel smaller. And that is not what you want. You want to choose a flooring that, again, can run maybe throughout the entire home, making the space feel open and bigger. All right, let's talk material options. First up, we have hardwood. Hardwood is one of the most high-end materials that you can use. It gives you one of the most elegant looks and brings warmth to the house. So hardwood does have a drawback. It tends to warp and buckle in places that have extreme temperature changes, with extreme hot and extreme cold, also in places with very high humidity. So be careful choosing this material if you're in one of these locations. Hardwood is a material that we rarely use. Many of the options that we would want to put in our homes end up being just too expensive for the material cost, so we end up not using it in a lot of our flips. Now, a good alternative to hardwood is what's called engineered wood. This is essentially a very thin layer of real wood on top with multiple layers of composite underneath. Engineered wood looks really great once it's installed and gives that appearance of hardwood. You can find engineered wood even in price ranges of $2 to $3 per square foot, but you'll find a lot more higher end options around the $5 to $10 a square foot. Next up, we have a flooring option that I'm sure everyone is familiar with. It's carpet. Good old carpet. The good thing about carpet is it's pretty economical no matter where you get it from, but the bad thing is that it's usually going to get stained or damaged fairly easily. So with installing carpet, you can expect to either replace it or clean it fairly frequently, at least a lot more frequently than the hardwood or engineered wood material options. Our fourth option today provides a similar look to wood or engineered wood and is super popular with investors. It's called a luxury vinyl tile. This material, again, can mimic that high-end look of real wood, but comes at a much better cost and is super easy to install. The cheaper options of this material can even be found under $1 per square foot, but we find that those options end up looking and feeling just too cheap. We end up using, more often than not, a material price around $2 to $3 a square foot, and that provides a very high-end look. You can even find options that have real wood grain in them, so they give you that hardwood feel. Now, when it comes to durability, this product is almost unmatched. It's incredibly durable, scratch-proof, and even waterproof, which makes it great for almost any room in the house, including laundry rooms, bathrooms, and kitchens. Now, we use this option a lot, especially in our tenant-occupied investment properties where we're going to have tenant turnover and a lot of wear and tear. Finally, we've come to our absolute favorite flooring material, which is tile. Now there are so many styles, colors, shapes, and sizes of tile to choose from, and that's why we love it. We can almost adapt it to any property. We think tile just gives such an upgraded look and feel, and that's why we choose to use it so often. Now, one of the drawbacks with using tile is that the labor of installation and the added materials like thinset and grout that are needed to install it can add up pretty quickly. So it ends up being a more expensive option even if you choose a low price point tile. Tile can also make a space look and feel a little bit cold, and that's the last thing you want in your home. Luckily, there are so many good options for wood-looking tiles that can add warmth but still give you the benefits of using a tile. Today, I want to take you to one of our favorite tile shops in Vegas and show you some of our favorite selections. Let's go check it out. So guys, I'm out here at Pacific West Tile. This is one of our favorite places when it comes to choosing tile selections here in Las Vegas. They're located on Spring Mountain Boulevard. Let's go meet the guys and show you around. One thing I love about this store is that there's a lot of hidden stuff, like hidden compartments. So there's a lot more to be seen once you actually start exploring. They have really nice displays. Hey man, how you doing today?
Good man.
Good.
See you.
I want to introduce you guys to a father-son duo who has helped us on so many hard decisions. Your father's not here today, but today we have David here who's going to show us around and show us some of the new stuff that you guys have in store and in stock.
I'd be happy to.
So let's take a look.
Awesome. So one of the things that our company's done kind of from the very beginning is promote larger and larger formats. We were one of the first to promote 24 by 24, 24 by 48. Cool. And right now I've got basically two sizes that I'm promoting a lot. One of them's gonna be the 30 by 60.
So look how big these tiles are right here. This is a 30 by 60. So you're not gonna find this a lot of other places, are you?
I don't think anybody else has it right now, at least not in Vegas.
Very cool.
I like this format a lot because, you know, for main floors, a lot of luxury, luxury custom homes are requesting bigger and bigger sizes. So it's an excellent format for that. But also just shower applications. Standard showers can have a 60-inch back wall. And then the two sides are going to have 30 inches. So with this one, you get one center seam on the back wall, and then obviously on your left and the right, you're just going to do full-size pieces. Obviously, depending on the ceiling height, it's going to determine whether you do, one piece, two pieces, etc.
That's actually something very interesting because I've never thought that a tile's been created for the application in mind.
Absolutely.
But that's exactly like what this is. It's supposed to fit perfectly on your shower walls, give you nice clean seams, and fit exactly in those parameters. So very, very cool. Thank you so much. This is another one of the reasons why I love coming here is they treat us so nicely. We give them a lot of business, but every time we come in, they always make us feel super, super welcome, super, super at home. What's better than a little Cuban coffee while you're tile shopping?
So these are 4 foot by 4 foot, nice big square.
Yeah.
And what this helps you achieve is a really seamless look. Unlike the rectangles, which your eyes kind of drawn to the shape and the form, and you can play with that design-wise, the big squares are just going to give you a really seamless, minimal grout joint application. And
I noticed that it was like gloss too, so I was looking, do you have one that's not?
Absolutely. Something like this one here.
Nice. That's so nice. The texture is so cool.
And then right now, a lot of people on the West Coast, at least, are doing sort of these real contemporary concrete looks.
I love those looks. We actually use that a lot in our homes. We've done it, but we haven't done it with such a large format. We've done it with like more of the rectangular or smaller stuff.
Yeah, your dad did 18 by 36 a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
I remember.
That was the biggest we've gone.
Yeah. This is nice.
Those are really, really cool.
You can do book match patterns in smaller formats. You can do a 4x4 book match. This is also wall or floor applicable. And then the other thing is the 6mm slabs, which I don't know if you've seen these.
Yes, I think we actually used one of these in a recent home that we did.
Absolutely.
If you guys remember the house, I think it was Bole that we did a video on that house too. We bought 2 of these, and what I liked about them is that they're actually very affordable.
Yeah.
The material cost is super low, although the fabrication gets a little out of hand.
And we're taking steps to fix that. So we've invested in brand new tools, new handling equipment, and we're going to be offering training to a couple fabricators, installers. Basically, the biggest sort of entry barrier with this material is just that you have to do such long cuts, you know, sometimes up to 10.5 feet long, that if you're trying to do that on a standard wet saw or with a handheld Makita, it's going to be a nightmare. So the new materials that we have, it actually allows you to lay this out on the table and just score and snap it. You can do a long 10-foot long cut in about 30 seconds.
Oh, that would really, really help, because I love using this stuff. It gives such an upgraded, like, high-end look, especially with the book match. We wrapped a large fireplace in it, and it came out so good. We got so many compliments on it, so I'd love to do it again in the future.
Yeah, and you know, book match has been around a while. People are familiar with it, but the coolest thing that we're sort of starting to bring in is vein match options. So you can actually have about 20 linear feet, sometimes more, but usually about 20 linear feet, where the vein's going to run continuously for through about 5 different slabs.
Oh, that would be incredible. We're looking for something that's kind of like a light gray, dark gray option, but the exact same tile, so it gives us the same look, and we can use them together and maybe even alternate them.
Okay, so one option would be the Muse series, which you have.
Oh, I like those. The veins are actually really cool on those. And this one's actually really nice. One of my big things that I really love is the texture of these. So like, I kind of steer away from polished tiles unless I'm going in a shower, especially when I'm using like for a floor. I like to use something that's like, what do you even call this texture?
This one's actually pretty unique. So there's a 3-dimensional texture on the surface, and then they do that with a mold. And then when it comes out of the kiln, they have basically polishing brushes on the production line that smooth it out, and you get this really smooth semi-gloss finish on top of the texture.
I like that a lot. I think this one's a little too busy for what we're going for. Do you have something with like a little less variation in it?
Maybe something like a concrete look?
Yeah, we do like that look a lot. See, these are nice. A little bit cloudy, like you still get some of the variation in colors, but it's a little more uniform throughout, and it still gives me that really cool feel. This one almost looks like it has like cross hatches onto it.
They actually got the texture by overlaying a piece of burlap on a concrete mold and then removing the burlap, and then they used that as sort of like this fabric texture that they could replicate onto the porcelain tile.
Very cool. And do they do that with both of these?
Yes.
So they both have the same thing on them? So these are exactly in the same family?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I really like those. I think those are going to work for us.
All right.
And honestly, not bad. You guys have really good pricing. That's one of the reasons why we keep coming back to you guys.
Well, we import direct, we stock on site. We've got, you know, long-standing relationships with multiple factories across Italy, Spain, Brazil, Portugal, and, you know, try to do our best.
That allows you to do so. So that's awesome. One thing that you guys need to know is you need to find yourself a good tile guy. If you're going to be investing in flipping houses, that's something you're always going to need. So don't shy away from finding a good tile guy. So that wraps up our tour of Pacific West. If you guys are in Vegas and looking for some tile options and need some help with your next renovation, be sure to check out Pacific West Tile. And until then, see you on the flip side.